Would you like to try painting rocks but don't know where to start? Do you lack confidence in your drawing or painting skills, or are you struggling to get an end result that you're happy with? Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Nairi and my aim is to help you improve your art skills so you can create painted rocks that you're proud of. It's my daughter's 3rd birthday coming up, so I'm going to be creating a series of birthday themed painted rocks for a kid's treasure hunt that are all very quick and easy to paint, require minimum drawing or painting skills, and are all created with the same colour palette, which limits just how many materials you need to create all of them. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this happy birthday bunting rock. I'll take you through the whole process step by step. So let's get started. First off, you're going to need a rock. Ideally quite a wide one, so that you have space for the birthday. It's 8 letters and it will require quite a bit of space. You'll need white acrylic paint and a flat brush for applying the base coat, pencil and eraser for a quick sketch up of what you're going to be colouring in, an assortment of bright coloured acrylic paint colours. I've used Uni Posca paint pens. Colours I've used in this one are light pink, which is number 51, pink, which is number 13, apple green, which is number 72, light blue, which is number 8, lavender, which is P11, red, which is number 15, yellow, number 2, bright yellow, number 3. I also use a fine black paint pen. In this one I've also used a Uni Posca pen, but it's a PC 1MR, which is as fine as they come. And finally, you'll need a sealer. So step 1, the first thing you're going to need is a rock, which I buy from my local landscaping supply or hardware store. For this design, you'll need a wide rock to fit the 8 letters in birthday. You can paint on virtually any shaped rock, so don't worry too much, but you just need to make sure it's wide enough for you to have space for that word. When selecting a rock for painting, if you can find one that has both a smooth surface and a flat face, this will make drawing your design onto the rock and painting it much easier. Step 2 is preparing the rock for painting. There are 2 things to do when you're preparing a rock. First, give it a quick wash in warm soapy water. I just use dishwashing liquid and a kitchen scouring pad and then rinse it off and leave it to dry. Once your rock's dry, I recommend applying 2 base coats of white acrylic paint. This is not essential, but it will make your colours much more vibrant. For this design, I base coat the entire front face of the rock, and I use a flathead brush as this gives you the best result, as it helps to spread the paint smoothly, giving you a nice finish. Before you start applying a base coat, make sure your rock isn't hot from sitting in the sun to dry, as this makes the paint dry too quickly and will limit the amount of time you have to spread and smooth out the paint. Finally, it's really important to let your base coat dry completely before moving on to the design. The next step is obviously drawing up the design onto the rock. For any design, regardless of how easy it is, I'd recommend doing a quick sketch on paper first to get familiar with it. First thing you need to do is draw 2 string lines across the rock. Now these should have a little bit of a curve to them, just like say a washing line would hang. And then off them, you're going to draw on each triangle. Now you're going to have a 1 triangle per letter. So happy needs 5 triangles on the top string line, and birthday needs 8 triangles on the bottom string line. Now with 8 triangles it can be quite difficult to space them evenly across the line, so what I'd recommend doing is making a mark about halfway in the centre, so you know you've got 4 triangles one side for the other. If you make another mark halfway between that, then you know you've got 2 in each space, and again another mark halfway in between that. And that just gives you even spacing for all your triangles. Once you're happy drawing the design on paper, repeat the same steps directly onto your rock. The next step now is just to get on and start painting the rock. So what you need to do is you can do your colours in any order you like, or you can copy the order that I've done. I've listed all the colours below in the description. You just need to colour in each of the triangles. It's that simple. It's solid colour, so there's no shading required. You just need to colour each triangle in. Let it dry, and I put a 2nd coat on to make sure the colours are really bright. Some of the light colours like yellow, potentially orange, and interestingly enough green may need another coat on top of that just to get a nice solid bright colour. What I'm also doing is I'm using the colours that I've used for each of the triangles and the bunting and just doing little polka dots around over the white. It's just to make it more bright and playful. There's no specific place for each colour. You just need to pop them wherever you fancy. So just dot them on randomly around the rock until you're happy with the outcome. You'll notice on my rock there's a big crack in it. It really doesn't matter, and it doesn't impact greatly the outcome at all. And you can paint quite roughly, so don't worry about being too careful, because when you put the black outline on, it tidies everything up. I'm using a mixture of what's called PC 3M and a PC 5M paint pen. 5M is a much thicker paint pen, 3M is much finer. For detail work I prefer the 3M, 5M is a bit chunky but it's great for backgrounds and things like that. What you'll find for me is sometimes I find that the paint doesn't flow as quickly on the 3M pens as I'd like, and it can lift off some of the first coat. If this happens, don't worry, just wait. Wait and let your paint dry and then come back and touch it up. If your paint's not flowing quickly, you can just pump your pen on a piece of paper until there is a lot more paint flow. So once you've finished painting all of the colours, then you use your black superfine paint pen, which is the PC1MR, to do your outlining. And it's as simple as just drawing in the two string lines, drawing the triangles, and then writing your letters on top. The final step is to seal your rock. Before you put your rock outside in the elements, or inside for that matter, you want to make sure the paint is protected by applying a sealer. I use an exterior grade spray varnish. These should ideally be non-yellowing and have UV stabilizers. Before applying, ensure your paint is completely dry. Then I like to apply 2 coats of a gloss varnish over all painted areas. The sealer I'm using requires 20 minutes dry time between coats. And make sure you apply the sealant outside where you are well ventilated and have a clean, dry, non-fluffy drop cloth underneath. If you can apply light coats, this will avoid the varnish from running. And that's it. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, please click like and the subscribe button below.